Hey, what's going on, guys? Friday, huh? I guess I should have started this thing. How are you doing? It's Friday when Saturday, Sunday when. All right. I got some stuff to do today after the stream, and it's already after 7. I need to finish writing a script for the next video, so hopefully we'll manage to do 2 hours today. See if some of you are already here. Yeah, some of you are. Don't forget to hit the like button. Some of you are professional. Like, it's like already hit the like button. That's nice. This show is sponsored by Coca-Cola. No, it's not. I usually don't even drink this stuff, but it's Friday. So if this is your first time showing up, then what we're doing is we're rewriting the functional programming Shopee application from the book Practical Functional Programming in Scala by Gabriel Volpe, technically. We're rewriting it to the diamond architecture in the hope that it will compile faster. So we're not changing like too much code. We're actually just rearranging a couple of things. I'm just waiting for my typical update to finish. You hear me? You hear me well? The music is not too loud. It's all good. Question mark. Also, let me know how you're doing, where you at, what is happening this weekend. All right, it's finished. VS Code released a new version, so I've been messing around with a couple of settings because some of them got changed. So if you have been here on Wednesday, then you know that we finished like somewhere over here. So what we're trying to do is that probably we should always start with a dependency graph, right? So there you go. Okay, so this is the thing, right? This is the diamond core at the top, bunch of stuff that is going to compile in parallel, and the main at the bottom. And we also have the big ball of mud. You know what I'm gonna do? It's not necessary, but I'm gonna go into the build and I'm gonna go like down into the big ball of mud, all right, which is like somewhere there. And I'm going to say that it depends on the main, and just so that the graph is rendered rendered more beautifully. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna steal one of not this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab it and I'm gonna put it like somewhere here, and this is gonna be main. Okay, yes, please import the changes so that I can regenerate the graph, because as soon as I asked Bloop to generate, the graph. Well, I asked Bloop to give me a list of the projects, and then I cut off a bunch of things like the integration test and stuff. There was only like one. I'm gonna call it one box left, and for some reason GraphWiz decided to render it over here instead of like somewhere on the side. So I kind of want to have it like at the bottom. Like usually, like in a real application, if this was like a real rewrite, I would merge them, right? So main and the big ball of mud, they would become one thing. So I'm just gonna go like this again, and if I click, maybe it will reload. Yeah, it does. Okay, so now it's, so now we have our diamond, right? Problem solved. Yeah, so So what we're doing is that like we realize that like over here in like Redis stuff, in fact, like this music, like I like rock and stuff, but somehow today I find it distracting. So let's go with something like I don't want to go with like lo-fi. I want something, I don't know, something fun. We already played high five. Maybe let's go with synthwave. Like it's also like, yeah, let's go like that. All right. So there we go. Yeah, so we were doing like Redis, and we realized that we wanted to have the API for this Redis stuff to be a little bit more typed. So we wanted to give it like something like a user, and then it would know how to turn the user into a string, and then basically store it, right? Because the way Gabriel did it is that like what we store in Redis is just like key value pairs of strings, right? Key is a string, value is a string, okay? And basically like the way he did it is that he went through JSON, okay? So he took a user to JSON and then to string. And so Redis ended up having a dependency on something like Cersei. And I found it to be, it's not a big deal, but I thought it's a bit unnecessary that Redis now will have a dependency on JSON. And so I thought, well, let's have like another one that we will introduce in just a second, and we will go through that. Okay, so basically the core will ask the gate, hey, here's the user, convert it to a key somehow, and the key is going to be a string. If it wasn't a string, the type would live somewhere in the core. And so it's going to go like into this extra box, the one that will have a dependency on Cersei, we'll convert it into JSON and then to string, and the string will come back. And then the core will say, okay, well, please store it. And so the method over here is going to receive just a string. In fact, this is actually what we already did. Okay, it's just that we don't have an implementation yet. Okay, so if we were to go to the gate, okay, we added like this key maker thingy, right? And so we just need to create like a user key, right? So we give it a user, somehow it's going to give us a string back. Okay, and then we're going to take this string and we're going to give it to set user in Redis. Okay, and also maybe we'll introduce a new type over here. Okay. All right. So our core now looks like this. Okay. So basically, at some point we have a user. You know, maybe we should even. Actually, I actually wanted to try this. I wanted to try it because metals can extract the value, and I've never tried this within a for comprehension. So let's see if it's going to put it inside or not. Oh my God, this is amazing. All right, so this is now going to be a user. All right, so we're gonna have it like this. Cool, nice. So this was just a refactoring. All right, so what is the next thing that we're going to do? Well, we're going to try to go and implement it, and for this we're going to create another box. And Cersei is like split into a bunch of like submodules, and I don't like that. Like I want to have like a box that will have like everything that has anything to do with JSON. So it's going to be called like JSON-Cersei-util. Okay, so it's going to be like one of these guys, and then we're going to have a box, and basically like everything that ever wanted JSON, which is in our case, well, the delivery, right, obviously, and now like this extra new box. It will have a dependency on this thing, just on one thing instead of like we're actually not going to have anything inside, right? It's just going to have like dependencies on everything that is related to JSON. Okay, let's go and do this. So if we go to like cats effect util, okay, so we're going to have a new one, which is going to be JSON Cersei util. Okay, so we're going to create like two projects now. Okay, so if we go to this guy, just like yank it and inject it again. So so this is going to be what am I doing? Okay, change inside these guys. Okay, so it's going to be JSON Cersei, okay, and change to the end JSON Cersei util. Okay, so it's going to have, well, we're going to go to the bottom, and basically everything that is like Cersei here, like Cersei, core, generic, parser, refined. Okay, this is Cersei. Okay, so basically these guys. Yank them, throw them in, not here. Where's my minimap? There we go. I like to have the minimap because I see like over here on the side this green thing, and so I can like scroll up like as fast as I can to that point, and then I'm like there. All right, so let's go like this. No. Here, like this. That's not what I want. Oh no, I lost my buffer. Oh no. Oh no. All right, so again, grab them. Here, Cersei, 4 of them, right? Go back to the spot where I was here, and I got confused because like this thing should be like here, right? So we have like cats and we have Jason. Okay, so I am not going to import the build just yet because I want to create like another box for and I believe we're sorting them alphabetically. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the top and I'm gonna say, so we're gonna have another box which is going to be, and this is sort of like a problem because I don't want to call it like, I don't want to call it JSON something, right? Because it's sort of a coincidence that it's going to use JSON. So I'm going to call it keymaker, or well, actually, like it's so generic that I'm almost ready to call this box like MISC. But everything that I call like MISC or util has a tendency to grow without end, okay? And so instead, I'm going to, I don't know how I should call it. Naming is hard. So again, like when we go to the gate, right, we're going to see that I called it keymaker, right? And why? And because like, well, it has like make user key, okay? So I don't know. I'm going to call it keymaker for now, which means it's going to go like over here, right? So this is going to be like keymaker, and we're going to use Cersei for it. Yeah, again, like I'm not happy with the name and stuff, but that's what we have. Okay, so let's grab one of them to copy paste. Why do we have cats factutal twice now? Cats factutal, Jason Cersei util. Okay, so I guess I pasted it twice. Okay, so gone. So we're gonna grab. What are we gonna grab? Like this one, for example. Right. So this is, by the way, Redis, right? Which already does not need JSON. Yeah, so let's grab this one, okay? So first of all, let's remove Cersei because it already doesn't need Cersei. Okay, so we're gonna yank it, and oh, also there's Derivor Cersei. It's not going to need that either. Okay, so we're gonna remove this, which now makes sense, right? You see it now. It says like, hey, this is cache, and we're using Redis, and so our only dependencies are Redis. Okay, so we should probably go back to this thing, and we should probably like throw this thing in there. Okay, let's also sort them alphabetically just in case they're already sorted. Okay, so we're gonna grab this one, right? So we're gonna yank this paragraph, and we're gonna go into like here. Okay, and we're gonna say that it depends on this. How did I call it? JSON Cersei util or utils? I think util. Okay, and therefore it doesn't need any binary dependencies because they're gonna come in transitively. Okay, so assuming that I did everything correctly, we need to yank this thing and we need to go into the main. Let's see if I can go like this. Wow, that's cool. So I can go and inject it like that. Okay, because the main will construct everything, right? No, not now. I also want to add it to aggregate, which is over here. Oh, I already have. No, I already have. Yeah, JSON keymaker. Yeah, I believe it's fine. Okay, so before we import the build, I want to see where we also use Cersei. Okay, so for example over here, right? So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna say depends on, how did we do this? We did like this, right? Sequence and map like that. Okay, and so it's now core and JSON source util, like that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so basically I want to have like this thing in all the places where, you know, where we depend on Cersei directly. Okay, so for example, like this is a delivery application or a part, right? So obviously it's gonna need like all of this Cersei stuff. So let's just like throw it out, and instead we're gonna depend on our util thingy, which will depend on everything that is like everything that smells like Cersei. Okay, so Redis, we already did this. Config doesn't need Cersei. Cryptography doesn't need Cersei. Why do we have cache Redis again? Hold up. Cache Redis for cats. Cache Redis for cats. How did this happen? Oh, I did not rename it. So this is our thing. This is our thing. This is the key maker, right? So why key maker? Okay, so that's a good catch. Whoa. Like this. No, hold on. Okay, key maker, okay, so that's like that, key maker, Cersei. Okay. We were looking for Cersei. No. Okay, so this token JWT thing, I need to go and check out what exactly it does because I forgot. So basically we need to go to the gate, we need to find the implementation for tokens, and metals is not helping. We actually had this last time. Somehow it stopped working. This is interesting, like how? It's called tokens implementation. Oh yeah, obviously, okay, new tokens. Okay, and does it, yeah. Okay, so it also has this like remove dependency on JSON thing. Okay, so we have like the same thing over here. So we'll eventually come back to this. Okay, so for now, let's just leave it like this for now. So like expires in, hold on, claim, blah blah blah. Yeah, like probably we'll end up. We'll probably end up renaming keymaker in just a second. Should we do it already? Because like we're gonna have like the same thing over here, right? So the core at some point will say create token, and I'm really not happy with this like JWT claim thing. Yeah, so it's the content, which is the string. Oh, that's gonna be like annoying. Because this means that we would like need to inject like a function over here that will take the UUID and create this thing. Okay, whatever. Let's call it keymaker for now, and then you know, we'll see. Okay, so we probably should not need to have a dependency on Cersei here. Okay, and in fact, even though we're gonna delete it in just a second, like I'm already gonna go like this, like that, right? And by the way, we should have like this sequence trick, like that, like that, map. Man, changing the build so much. No, like that, and this one is going to be JSON Cersei util, okay, and so we're gonna go like this and like that. Okay, so we probably should not need to have a dependency on Cersei. Okay, Well, this is basically a to-do. Right, like to-do, remove the dependency on source. Okay. No, not now. Okay, and then we have the main, which has like all of this new stuff and blah, blah, blah. Okay, the big ball of mud, we're not gonna touch it. And so the only thing that I want to double check is like this thing. Let me grab that like this. And I just want to see if we did this depends on thing somewhere. Okay, I think it's fine. So let's start with SBT so that we can see. Yeah, this is like old stuff. Okay. All right, let's start with SBT and see if we made any typos. Many of you guys are here. 6, wow. Please don't forget to hit the like button so that some random people can stumble on the stream. All right. I thought we made this work at some point. Did we not make this work? Oh yeah, hold on. Here we need that weird thingy. By the way, in Scala 3, I think you either need to do only this or maybe even that. I don't remember. They improved it. No, I think like this, right? You don't need to do this underscore thingy. So it was here and 255 as well, right? So 255, do the same, well, do the same thing like this. Okay, no. Try again, not now. All right, it worked. And so now we can import it. You guys are not being too talkative today. What is happening this weekend? Where are you? Let me know. What time is it? All right. So it looks like it's all good, which means that if we go like this, then we should see our new boxes. This thing should reload. All right, everything got rearranged. Australia. Cool. So it's Saturday. Always ahead of time. All right, so this is the new thing, right? So we're starting to have like these util thingies, but they're empty. Like Cats Effect util, I believe, is empty. I'm not actually sure. JSON Cersei util is also empty. So their only purpose for now is just to bring in the binary dependencies so that we can like transitively depend on them. Okay, and as you can see, like we forgot one. Like the main should have a dependency on everything. So we need to have a dependency there. So it's over here. How did I do this? That I added the same thing twice. That's how I did it. Okay, so it's gonna be like keymaker Cersei, like this. Yes, import the changes, please. I've been to Melbourne once. Spent like a week over there. Like I've been to Japan once and I met a guy from Melbourne. Eventually I visited him. Funny story about him. His birthday is on the April 1st. He's an April Fool. And yeah, I like the stand-up comedy scene that you guys have in CBD. It was kind of like new for me. Like I've never lived in like very huge cities. Yeah. Okay. There we go. This is our arrow on the key maker, which currently uses Cersei, and I'm still not happy with the name. And by the way, like again, like it decided to draw this whole thing differently now. It's starting to be kind of hard to visualize, but essentially it's like I made it in the slides. We have like the core at the top. All of these depend on the core. Actually, keymaker Cersei does not have the arrow on the core. It should have the arrow on the core. Maybe that's why it draws us so weirdly. Depends on, yeah, there we go. So this should be a sequence of these things, map, blah, 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 and then like that, and then like that, and this needs to be the core, like this, okay? Why did you format it like this? I wanted to render it like that, exactly. Okay, import changes. Messing around with the build always takes forever. There's always like a typo or something. I feel like we should develop some sort of like graphical tools, like how cool would it be if I could just like say, okay, create another box, and then just like take an arrow and like drag it to core, and then take an arrow from here and drag it to there, and then it would like generate at least like the dependency graph part, and then I would go in and then I would like manually add, okay, well, I need like a dependency on like JSON or whatever. That would be super cool. If any of you have a lot of time on your hands, please make it happen. I will promote it and whatever, so let's make it happen. Where is it? The review. Where is it? Previous video. There we go. It is still not there, which means I need to close it. Where is it? All right, so now there's an arrow here, main like this, and then the arrow to the core, and it has a dependency on JSON source util. Okay, so we don't have anything over here, and that's not going to change. And we also don't have anything. Oh, we do have something there. Okay, we have a gen UUID. Okay, so this is like the only thing that we have, which is why like as I said in the videos, like how many utils can you have? Like, right, like you're gonna have like, I don't know, maybe a couple files here, a couple files here, so we can pretty much like ignore them. They will compile in parallel with the core, and they will finish like way sooner than the core. Like even right now, right? Like this one is empty, this one has one file, our core already has like 8 files or something. Right, so like I'm not going to demonstrate this, right, because we wasted already like too much time on this, right? But if I were to like clean, and try to compile mail, you would see that basically like these 3 start at the same time, and then we're kind of like waiting for core, and then as soon as the core finish, like all of these start compiling in parallel. So basically we can ignore like these satellites. Okay, and how lucky are we that it's like so symmetric? Look, it's like 7 boxes over here, so it's like a perfect diamond, isn't it? Anyhow, so we can go into our key maker, and let's go like this, because I can like visually steal, the thing, the path. Okay, so it's gonna be like source main Scala dev inside you Shopee users auth. And this is going to be keymaker implementation.scala. All right, find the dot, apply my macro a couple of times, and we're going to have an object key maker implementation, and we're going to go like this, def make for some f like this, and for now no dependencies, and we're going to create an almost, yes, there we go. Yes, like this. Just I want it to go like that. Okay, so there you go. So this is going to be our make user, and the implementation is going to be, I think I have it commented out. Yeah, so we'll need this. All right, so we'll need this anyway, right? We'll need this here, and like at the point where we have this, so we're going to need an applicative, right? Because we're going to produce an F, all right? So we're gonna need like import like cats syntax all, and we're gonna need to import like cats. And so like this is going to be a like user, what is the syntax, like as JSON, and then like no spaces, and then pure F, right? So this is like the whole thing. And now we just need to bring in a couple of imports. I believe it's like IO Cersei, well, Cersei, IO Cersei syntax, and then a bunch of the things from the bottom, which I don't remember. Really, that's it? No way that this is it. Like, where's the Derival stuff? There's no way in hell that this compiles now. This cannot be correct. Let's reload. Let's projects. Okay, so we need to try to compile keymaker Cersei. Compile. If it compiles, then I will be very surprised. How does it compile? Like, where is this import? Like, I cannot jump in there. There's something wrong. Like, there is no way. Like, I probably put it in the wrong file or something. Like, in the wrong thingy. Source main Scala. This is fine. How does this compile? Like how does this thing compile? Am I blind? Like, where's the... This is weird. I'm gonna clean the entire thing. And by the way, because we have never done this, right? So we can go to like project main. Well, we can just do main compile, right? So we kind of see like the diamond in action, right? So as you can see, like the utils, like I should have done an update. Okay, stop. Okay, so clean. Let's actually get out so that we can kind of see like how fast it is, because there's obviously incremental compilation, but even if you clean, there's cached compilation. So I kind of want to get out, and I want to do, well, we already did clean. I want to do an update so that it doesn't pollute the print lines, right? Okay, and so once it finishes, I'm going to do like main compile, right? And then we're going to see like these three, the cats effect util and JSON Cersei util will disappear very fast. Then we're going to wait for like 5 seconds probably for core. And then once it finishes, like we're going to see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 print lines at the same time. Okay, so there we go. These stupid Scala FMT. Yeah, so basically we're waiting for the core and like a bunch of print lines at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is like all of our boxes. And the main, 24 seconds. Okay. I still have no idea how this compiles, right? Like, how does this, like, where does this come from? I don't understand the world. Do you guys know this? Like, where does this come from? There's no import for this. Anyhow, this is the whole thing. So we can go pretty much here and like clean it up. and we successfully removed the dependency on JSON, and we go to DI, and we're just gonna go like this. Oh, in fact, we don't. This can be. No, it cannot. Okay. So, key maker implementation, dot make. Okay, so we injected it. So let's go and just whip it real quick. Whip is an alias for work in progress. I've showed it to you many times. It just like throws everything into this commit. In fact, we should probably unwhip it and call it already like day 8. Okay, like this way the history looks a little bit better. And how can I do like this, like that? Okay, perfect. So I can, from now on, I can start doing this. Okay, so this is our history, the last 7 commits. Okay, so yeah, this pushed, this not pushed. Great. In fact, maybe like this, shorter. Yeah, much better. Okay. So let's think about this other JSON thing, right? Because like I kind of want to like clean some stuff up because it's Friday. I'm not sure if I want to do like new stuff. Like there's a bunch of stuff in the build again that we can figure out, but basically this thing. Okay, so we're doing like create token at some point. Let's actually see where we do this. Okay, so in the boundary we're doing like create token. Okay, so it's basically the same deal, you know, create token. Like we give it a config, and somehow I produce a token. And I don't have anything. Like I don't know what happened with metals. At some point, it just gave up. It said like, hey, I don't like you anymore. I'm not gonna show you like. I'm only gonna like jump in, but I'm not gonna show you the definition and whatever. I don't even know. We tried like last time. I'm gonna try it again, but still, you know, hold up, JPS and what's running? Okay, SBT is running. That's fine. Yeah. So remove this thing. Just open it again. Actually, like as I already mentioned, like VS Code released a new version, and this version like changed like one tiny thing. I didn't check it yet, but I didn't check it yet because we had issues on Wednesday, and so the last time I streamed, and this was before the version came out. In fact, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into, do I have a temp directory? I do. Okay, so I'm gonna go and create just like a hello world project real quick. Okay, I kind of want to wait for this thing to finish. Yeah, okay, great. So let's go see this one. Because I basically wanna see if it works like in the Hello World project. Hey Waylon, this is your first time? Don't forget to like the stream. Tell us where you are. Tell us what time it is for you. Okay, did I already say that it should import, or did it not wake up yet? I think it didn't wake up yet. Do it. There we go. Also, I noticed that I still have Telegram running. Let's close it. How many of you guys are here? Oh, okay, a couple. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always gonna keep saying this, like, don't forget to hit the like button, because YouTube is like heavily pushing streaming stuff. And so like I think like if people like it, like YouTube will actually recommend it to others. Like, what? Yes, something is wrong with Vim. Vim doesn't like me, whatever. Come on. Come on, it's a Hello World project. You should not need like an entire minute to import it. All right, so compiling, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I've seen that. couple of times. Exit. Not this one, not that one. Gonna reload. Okay, starting metals. I'm gonna make sure that like in the background it actually compiles this one. It still says importing build, compile import core, yeah, cascade the whole thing. Compiled with some, hold up, run doctor. Really? Why? Oh yeah, I think I killed SBT, right? So restart build server and cascade compile. Okay, run doctor again. Yeah, it's looking better. Okay, so this is fine. Okay. So compiled, we can run it. Okay, so there we go. I can see hints. I can see that this is a print line. So what happens over here, right? Why can I not see something like, why does it still say that it's importing the build? What is happening? Streaming is so much fun. Blah blah blah. In any case, so we can kill this one because like this one is like mission accomplished. By the way, BR is like is an alias to do like bloop exit and bloop about, which is basically bloop restart, which is what BR is. So come on, importing build, cascade, whatever, reconnect or something, metals, restart, disconnect, no, restart build server. There we go. So are we good? We're friends again? Okay, I can jump into places. So can you show this to me, please? Why? Why not? It works in a Hello World project. It doesn't work here. Help. Okay, let's reload. And if it's not, if it's still not working, then whatever. Like I've been doing Scala since 2010, and I started, with Eclipse, which was like a wall of red. So we're gonna be fine without metals for a bit. We'll survive. Oh, look at this stuff over there. I started compiling more things. But it's compiling like the stuff that is below the core anyway. Like because it can jump to places, right? But it cannot show me the type. And this is not like some super fancy advanced code with macros and whatever, right? This is just like here, it's a private dev, right? I can jump in there. I cannot see the pop-up. Don't drink Coke on stream. All right. We were here, right? We were doing this like create token thing, and we were like, hey, why do we need a JSON library to create a token, right? Because if we go to implementation, which we cannot do because metals is dead, tokens implementation over here, right? Like, so I give it a config, which is like that stuff, token expiration, JWT access token key config, password, so blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I give it all of that, and then for some reason, it needs JSON to convert a UUID and then to the no spaces. Hey, Chris, what up? In fact, like if this was my application, I would be like, why not just do like toString? Like, does this JWT claim need to be Like, will this eventually become JSON? Like this, like I haven't played with JWT like too much, but I guess it will need eventually to become JSON. Okay. So let's just say that we need JSON. Okay, so how are we gonna go about this? So there are many options. So what is this thing even? Right, we're going like JWT expire. This is like our thing, right? Yes, it is. So it does like expires in, you give it a claim, blah blah blah, and it gives you a claim. Wait, hold on. So you give it a claim and it gives you the claim back? Okay, so it just sets the field. Right. Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, so it's basically just a setter. Like an immutable setter, but still it's just a setter. Okay. So we're saying like, hey, set it, and then we need to give it a JWT claim, and we're giving it a JWT claim, which is that thing. What is a JWT claim? I'm just trying to find like like some sort of deeper meaning in this, like some sort of like foundation. Like it looks like creating a token means, okay, let's create a UID, convert it to string for some reason via JSON, so that we can create a claim. We can make sure that it expires by going through an extra algebra for some reason, probably because it's more like a util, because we probably will do this all the time. So now we have a claim that expires, and then we're creating a secret key. I'm not even sure, like, do we have our own, by the way, JWT secret key? We don't, so this is interesting. So JWT expire is, no, I'm sorry, like JWT claim is in one library, which is pdi.jwt, and this one is in JWT secret. Like this one is in profunctor auth. Well, that sucks. Like, because see, like we have like JWT over here, and we have a JWT over here. So I kind of prefer to see it a little bit more. So this is going to be like pdi.jwt. Oh man, I hope you feel better. I also didn't feel good today. I ate something weird. And yeah, let's just say I spent a lot of time in the bathroom today. And I'm still not feeling amazing, but you know, the show must go on. So, okay, so now we understand this a little bit better. So this is gone now. We can pretty much like go like this, right? Because now I just want to see like where this stuff comes from. Like this, like this. Okay, not a big fan of the fact that it now doesn't fit into this like one line. Just for now, I just want to go like this. Okay. So we're marrying like two libraries here, right? So we go to like JWT claim from PDI, and we're creating a secret key in a different library by using. We probably don't even need to do this actually. Oh, okay, it's just called secret. Okay. So basically getting the value out. And then we're encoding the claim. Okay, so we're encoding the claim, JWT encode. So probably it's going to be like JWT encode, like in the end, it's going to be JSON, right? Like, yeah, claim to JSON. Did you see here? Right, so in the end, it's going to go like claim to JSON, which is why we need to go through JSON. Okay, so we cannot just go over here and like go to string. You know, it needs to be JSON. This is actually not so common for Scala APIs to have something like this. You know, it's basically stringly type. Like, how am I supposed, like, without like going to the implementation, like, how am I supposed to know? I mean, this whole JWT thing is whole, like, J stands for like JavaScript, right? What does JWT stand for? It's probably like JavaScript Web Token or something like this, right? JSON Web Token. Okay, so this is how. It's just like I'm an idiot, okay? So everything about J is like JSON, so we need to go through JSON, okay? In this particular case, because it's all about like JWT and stuff, I think we're gonna leave it. Like in this case, we're not going to leave it. I'm sorry, we're not going to remove it. It doesn't make sense to remove it, because it's all about JWT, so it's all about JSON. So we're not going to remove it. So we're gonna leave it like this. Let's see, how can we make it fit into one line without like changing the imports? Well, like this, right? So private def, expire claim. What is the type of token expiration? Just that. Okay, so it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna produce a claim which is of type. Oh, it showed me the type. It showed me the type. It worked. It works. JWT claim. Maybe it was like a semantic DB, something that like just needed like 10 minutes to figure out like what it was doing and stuff. And it's gonna be like an F. Come on. One of the things that I hate about Tegless Final is that typing this F underscore thingy is just like killing me. I'm probably gonna create a macro that can like type like this whole thing for me. All right, so this is the thing, and we're just gonna grab that, and we're just gonna go like this, and we're gonna delete to J, and this should be it. Not found type JWT claim. How? What? Oh yeah. So this is what? Well, hold on. Okay, so PDI.JWT, PDI.JWT.JWT claim. Okay, so what up here? Okay, so it needs the UUID. UUID, which is a UUID, which now is going to force me to import UUID, which is okay. And okay, so we don't need the config now. Like this. All right. Actually, I'm realizing now we could have just like imported config or some stuff. Nah, I'm not gonna do this. Okay, is it gonna fit? Yeah, it's gonna fit. That's what she said. All right, so expire, claim, and here's the UID, and here's the token expiration. Config dot. There we go. Okay, so now we don't need this. And yeah, because I really prefer that we have like this auth.jwt and where's the other one? PDI.jwt. Like I really wanted to see that it's like it comes from two different places, two different libraries. And let's sort this stuff. All right, actually I'm like, because like I went to claim, right? And I did like this, and it just appeared. So I'm curious now about this thing. Why doesn't it work here? Why doesn't Metals like this file? Maybe I should close this file and open it again and go like this. No, I can jump in there, but I cannot see the type. Why? This still works. This works. This works. Like, how weird is this bug? Anyhow, So this means that we can go to do and here we're going to say that no, we actually need it because like the whole J stands for JWT. All right, cool. So it totally makes sense. What is in the gate? Oh yeah, maybe we'll do that as well. Okay, so check if we need this. So we still cannot check it because maybe we will need it in the future. Same thing for FS2, the same thing for... Okay, we should not need crypto here. Let's see real quick. So let's see if everything compiles like this, basically. I don't know about you guys, but I love reading this line. Compiling big ball of mud. Oh man. Where are you? There you go. A couple of years still here. Cool. By the way, it's time that we check the desync. Like for those of you who haven't been around for a bit, the the stream gets desynchronized for some reason. So I'm gonna go to like timer and well, stopwatch actually. I'm gonna say one number. As soon as you hear the number, just type it in and I'll see how much of a delay it is. Okay, so let's go with the number 5. Okay, so if you hear it, type it. It cannot be more than 20 seconds. Come on. Really? 24 seconds? Damn. Wow. Wow. All right, let's go back to this thing. Okay, so it compiles, and because we have this, setting in the build, right, and this global, this thing here, then whenever we change the build, it's gonna keep compiling. Okay, so we were somewhere in like delivery, and we said that we don't need crypto. In fact, I'm kind of worried, like maybe we shouldn't do this now because like maybe we'll need it like later. And no, like about this I'm sure because we already have it over here, right? So I'm sure that we don't need crypto. I have a little bit like, okay, yes, and exactly, and we did not end up needing Redis, no crypto, and yeah. Okay. No, not now. Let's see what SBT says. Because it should just go, yeah, it's all good. All right, cool. Yeah, well, we can import it, but not much changed. Let's see what else. So we have like this one. Yeah, so for now we're gonna leave this. I'm not sure why we have this. Let's remove that. Lock for cats. We're gonna leave it for now. Okay, where are we? Yeah, in persistence. Like, why would we need like crypto and persistence? We probably don't need it. Yeah, this one maybe. So the same as over here. Like maybe, you know. Yeah. Okay. So we're done for we're done with like checking all of this stuff. So we can actually, for the first time since we started this stream, we can we can move on to another use case, or we could try to to assemble this application, right? Because we already have code that assembles this one use case, right? But it still needs like the things that are like reusable, right? It needs like the Postgres connection. It needs like the Redis commands. It needs the authentication middleware, and stuff like this. Okay, so I don't want to do this part. I don't want to do this part, right? But essentially, if we were to go like back to here, right, and we would see, okay, where's the authentication? And by the way, we still need to do like we'll still do like this one. Okay, so like if we go to like auth and we see like where it's used, and we're going to see that it's used in, what am I looking for? Like something like login routes. Okay, and where is that used? Well, it's used over here, right? And where it's used, well, like this, like in the open routes. And so I'm kind of like searching through this stuff just to see like how we would like construct like these things. Like for example, this authentication middleware, you know, it comes from like, it only is required for like the logout routes. And so like at the very right, it's like this. Okay, so constructing it basically is it's just like that, right? So in order to construct it, we would need to go like security dot user JWT auth, security dot user auth dot find user. So this is something that is a little bit weird to me, but it's fine. So let's just go like this. User JWT auth. Like this is the thing that we're currently implemented. Aren't we? Oh no, we're implementing this auth. So there's also user JWT auth. Okay, it's not an algebra. What? Why are we collecting like different things? Anyhow. By the way, look at this thing. Like this is how, remember when I tried to abstract this thing away? So there's like users auth, which is that thing, which did like exactly that. Cool. Right, so we're gonna have like admin user and we're gonna have common user. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to need like a little break. If you have been here before, I mentioned that I don't feel like super good today. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes max. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with the be right back screen. 5 minutes max. Oh man, why are estimations so hard? 6 minutes instead of 5. I've been gone for like 5 seconds. Well, 6 minutes, and we got spammers. Hide. Interesting. So YouTube's AI recognized one of them as spam, but not the others. Hide user on this channel. Disappear. There we go. Cool. All right. Actually, as I was gone, I realized one thing that we forgot to do. Let's see. Do we have a clean thingy? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So we can just shove it into the previous commit, right? So this is day 8. It's all good. I'm streaming for 1 hour, 11 minutes. Oh, wow. I looked at the clock and it was like 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. All right. So we forgot like one of the to-dos. Like I wanna solve like one of the to-dos before we do this. But on the other hand, I don't want to kind of lose this thing. What is this thing? Okay, so this looks like a big dependency injection point. All right, so we're like creating a bunch of things, and then we have like this big security thing like as a module. Man, I can see it coming. It's gonna take forever to assemble this thing at some point. I forgot what exactly I was searching for. So where did we come from? Oh, we came from here. Right. So we have like admin auth and users auth. Like that. I'm probably gonna do this next. So like the main thing that I wanted to see is that like how is this middleware thing assembled? Yes, thank you. The main thing that I want to see is like how is this thing assembled, right? And so like this part is fine because it's just some data, right? Like users, like this thing, right? It's just some data. I would actually be curious where it comes from. We'll check it later. But this one bothers me a little bit because it's like it basically needs another algebra just to create the middleware. This is totally doable, and we're gonna do it. Yeah. So the thing is that like in an ideal world, like I assemble all use cases separately and then I assemble them together. And so in an ideal world, every use case is just a bunch of routes. But in this case, we're going to have some use cases that are, instead of returning routes, they're going to return as just like the boundary, right? So like this thing, like we're going to need like this thing, which is fine. It's totally not a problem. It's very interesting, in fact. Yeah, so it's fine. So this is probably what we're going to do next. We're going to make a super tiny detour over here because we left with like one tiny to do over here. We're going to use a new type for this thing. Okay, so we're going to call it I actually wonder why. Like radius is not a JSON thing, right? Like why did we do this whole JSON thing? But it doesn't matter. Like I'm just gonna call it user string. Like I don't want to waste like too much time like on names. Okay, so it's gonna be a new type, and because it's gonna be a new type, it needs to be in our package thingy. I wanted to click here. Yeah, so it's basically going to be like a username. So we're just going to grab it and we're going to put it like somewhere at the bottom, and it's just going to be like a user user string. And by the way, like this is a very generic name, but again, like as I already said many times, these things are not like global. Like they're not there for like the entire application. They're there just for this very specific use case, which is authentication. Okay, which is why you can call them like as random as you want, right? Because the entire application is not affected. What does happen though, if you like follow along this pattern, is that like eventually you're gonna end up in a situation where you go, oh, well, I need this thing like in this use case and also in another use case, and then you're gonna move it up. And at this point, you might want to rename it, because then maybe like this name would be like a little bit too generic. Okay. So there's a value, and we could even say that it should not be an empty string. It can never be an empty string, right? Like why would we cache, like why would a key be an empty string? Yeah, let's go like this, not empty string. Okay. So this is going to be a user string. Therefore, like this thing is going to compile now, like at least like this portion. And so we're going to grab it like this, and we're going to go like that. Find the user, do like that, not like that, like that. Oh man, user string. Okay, and now I probably should go to the boundary. Yeah. So like this thing now needs, no, that thing now needs to produce that, and therefore I'm gonna go over here, here, like this, and we're gonna do like a cascade compile, and we're gonna go to the error, which is here, and it's like that. Okay. User dot value again, like this, right? Dot value. Right, because like this one is like the non-empty string, which I cannot show you because metals died, right? So this is a value is a non-empty string, and inside of the non-empty string, we have another value, which is the actual string. Okay, so cascade compile. So why have the user ID and user string? It seems to me that the user ID being a UUID, the URIs aspect is irrelevant, and you're probably going to switch between the two. Well, the thing is that we're rewriting this application, right? So we're not writing it from scratch. And like what was happening there is, let me actually fix this compilation error real quick. It's just here, right? User string, like this, and we are constructing it by doing like a user string. Can we construct them like this? Actually, I'm not sure. Like this. Okay, so found string required a non-empty string. Okay, so non-empty string of this, right? There's like an maybe we shouldn't do this whole non-empty string, because I don't want to care about this now. There's like unsafe apply or something like this, right? Like unsafe from. Yeah, whatever. Let's leave it like this. Okay, so cascade compile. Let's also do this. Everything is happy. Okay, so we fixed it. Yay. La. Remove the to do. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like the thing is that like over here, you see like this set user in Redis. Well, actually, maybe I should show it to you in the original code. Like this is the original code, which was doing something like this, right? So this is where it came from, and so there's like a user being created and this user is being like it go. So this is like the ID and the name, right, together, goes to JSON, goes to no spaces. And so I'm doing like exactly the same thing. I'm not doing both. In fact, I'm realizing that, did we do this? Like, did we do the second portion? I think we didn't. Where's like the def set user in Redis? Here. Yeah, like over here, like the I think initially when I designed this, I thought that like this thing would just do like both. But then I forgot that I wanted to do it like this. And so now we have like two, but I called only one. All right, so if I search for Redis, so there's get token, set user was password, delete user, set user in Redis. Exactly. So yeah, so we're like a new user create over here. Like this is like where we introduced a bug. Okay. So I wanted to do like both of these things in one. Right, so I'm going to yank that and I'm gonna go over here, right? Like I wanted to do, come on, I yanked it, I swear. Like, come on, what the hell? Okay, so I wanted to have this thing over here as well, right? So I wanted to have something like this, and so this would be like user.username.show, and then token.value, and then expires in that value. Okay, and what is better? Parttupled, right? Because we're actually like this is the same spot where we're doing this parttupled, you know. Value username is not a value. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's. This reminds me now. This is why it was so cool that I could just pass it into that thing and it would use both, and now I need to pass two different ones. Oh man, do I want to do this? And by the way, I'm noticing right now that it's not even a key. You know, like we called it like key maker, but this is not even a key, this is a value. Okay, we need to change a bunch of things. So first of all, we already have we have like a username, right? Which is a username. So so we can go like this. Okay, so this problem is like sort of solved. Which part is more readable? I found value username. I'm not sure if because Gabriel kept calling it like it was a lowercase. I'm gonna call it was like capital case. Okay, so type mismatch. Okay, so first like let's fix the types. Okay, so let's go there and put a like here. Okay, so let's go like this and put it here, What just happened? Oh, thank you. Yeah, see, the thing with Scala is that it's not readable or unreadable by default. It really comes down with, comes down to experience. And like if you have a small team who really know what they're doing, then Scala can look very, very elegant, but it's also it's extremely powerful. And so like you have like so much space to shoot yourself in the foot. So yeah. I'm not happy about this naming because like inside of username, which totally does exist, and I don't know why. Yeah, so there's username like this, and like Gabriel kept it calling it was a small n, like this. Probably was a typo. Let's go. No, I don't want to do that. That's gonna be like a global rename. Okay, and so now over here we need to pass in the username. Okay. This is turning into something that I don't like. Okay, font blah blah, but okay, so it's like the same thing as we did like at the bottom over here, right? Like that, there. And by the way, we might as well at this point like collapse this thing like that so that it looks similar. So it's basically like run these things in parallel. I don't care which one you're gonna run first. And now we kind of see like the symmetry as well. And by the way, like sometimes we're doing like show, sometimes we're doing like dot value. I don't know exactly how it generates like the show instance. Maybe we never need to actually do like dot value for like string things. Honestly, it really doesn't matter because like as a reminder, we are not concerned about like whether this code is going to run or whether we're going to introduce any bugs. The whole purpose of this entire exercise is to see whether it's going to compile faster. Just because we structured our application in such a way that a bunch of things are compiling faster, right? So, well, in parallel, right? So we're setting it up in such a way that all of these things are going to compile in parallel. And in fact, I think I found a way to make it a fair comparison, right? So instead of comparing like this to what was there before, I think what we're going to do is, well, we're going to do this as well, right? But then just to keep it fair is we're going to see how fast it compiles. And then I'm going to change the build in such a way that all of this stuff is going to be in one thing, right? And so this is going to be a more fair comparison, okay? Welcome back, Mr. Barnabas. Hola. What were we doing? Do we have errors? We don't. Did we throw something in? We didn't. Okay, so I kind of want to throw this in, and I want to go and just change a couple of things. Okay, so over here, right? So let's go. Like now we're having this discrepancy with username was like a small one, and find in folder, and also replace. So we're gonna go like username, and it's gonna be like this and like that, and we're gonna go with like username. Right, let's see, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think it looks fine. We have a compiler, so how much how wrong can we be? If it compiles, it's if it compiles, then it's yeah. Okay, so let's shove this in. So now I really don't like this thing. Like this one. Like first of all, we called it like make user key, right? But then it turned out that we're actually using it as a value over here. I really don't know how to call this like subproject, and how to call this method that does this thing. That was the key. Let's just call it make user string, right? So we're going to call it make user string, and we're going to see how Metals is going to fail to rename it. Exactly. That's exactly what I thought would happen. Okay. So I think we can pretty much go like this, make user key, and we can go make user, well, no, make user string. Really? Just one? It forgot only one spot? Oh, good old search and replace. All right, it's fine now. So like this. And so now like we might as well go and rename this entire trait, right? So this trait is not key maker, it's a string maker. Use a string maker. Let's call it something super vague like representation maker. Representation, no. Repr maker. I really have no idea how to call this. Why is naming so hard? Okay, so now basically everywhere I say key maker, I want to call it repr maker. Like this. And bunch of compilation issues. Okay, so this is repr maker. Same thing over here. And what is that it? Oh. Okay, so this means that we can also rename this to make user representation. Make user representation. Please? What's wrong with you? Are you going to help me or not today? Okay, you do. Okay, so make user representation, which makes this thing a user representation. Come on. Don't do me like that. Okay. So this also means that everywhere we go like this, and we're gonna say that it's a user representation. All right. Sort of, but the thing is that like this is sort of like exactly what we're trying to avoid because for some reason it needs JSON. Barney, yes, like how much am I, Barney? Yeah. So the thing is that this is how it started, right? It was an implementation detail, right? It just like did like as JSON and then like you know, no spaces, you know, and that's it, right? So why does it go like this? Okay, it goes like this because something here is wrong. So essentially we kind of started this stream with like removing JSON from Redis because like why would Redis like have a dependency on JSON, right? And so what we have right now is like in the boundary we go okay, like we have a user, but now like make it like a representation that like Redis can understand and just give it to Redis so that Redis does not need to have a dependency on JSON and do this for us, right? Like why would it have a dependency on JSON? We had a similar thing with like this create token thing, which creates a JWT token, but the J in the JWT stands for JSON, and so I was like, hey, it's fine. So it's gonna do it itself, right? But Redis is not gonna do this. Now it under my watch. Okay. So I think this is fairly acceptable now, because like in the Redis implementation, we now have. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, that we can just go with show. In fact, I believe like this is what Gabriel did in the beginning anyway, right? Okay, well, he did no spaces and we did a thing. I really don't know what show does. In fact, let's actually go and try this. Because Metals has a thing called worksheets. So we can go like, for example, over here. And I think I have a global get ignore for worksheets. So I can just go like this and I can say worksheet. I'm going to call it like whatever. And I believe, yeah, I have it get ignored. So all my worksheets are get ignored. Okay, and so I think if I go like import like cat syntax all, and I go something like, well, we can actually now go to this key maker, which I forgot to rename, key maker implementation to do a rename. Okay, so I can just like grab this thing, right? And I can go into the worksheet, right? And I can just paste it like this. And we don't need this pure F thing. And we're gonna have a user, which is gonna be a user, and what was it, like name? It was some ID, right? It was okay. So ID and then name, something like this, right? Come on. Okay, so yes, so like this is pretty much like the only thing that we need, like that, and well, maybe like that. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it's like this, right? Like that, import it like this. No, let's just go like with all right away, like that. DTN, and okay, so user, yeah, so it wants the user ID and the username, which is a UUID and blah blah. Okay, so user ID equals user ID of ID equals java.util.uuid.get. Is it not like random UUID? There you go. So this is just like ID, and so this is user ID, and the name is just going to be, well, user name is going to be Vlad. Okay, so username. Okay, so I think we just need like one import to make this thing compile, and then it should be fine. Username like that. Come on. What? As JSON designer, okay, yes, that's true. Import io.json.syntax. Was it like this? No, just syntax, like this, right? There's no sourcing in core. That is true. Why do we? Actually, we don't need the SJSON part. Like in this case, we. This is not what I'm testing here. Okay, type mismatch. Found user required string. That is correct. All I needed was some string, right? So it was just like, oh man, stupid bots. Hide and hide user on this channel. There we go. Okay. Don't forget to like this video, guys. What am I doing? Unsafe from just username, right? Like this is what. Okay, so at this point we can just go like this, right? Yes. Okay. So we don't need any of that stuff. And so now if we do that show, it doesn't show your comment. Which one? So the last comment I see from you is just call me Barney. Which one doesn't it show? So like if you put like links in there and stuff, then it might not work, right? So like I think YouTube like filters them out automatically. Okay, so as you can see, like we can just go show, right? We don't need to do that value, which is going to give us the non-empty string, and then do dot value again, which is we can just go show, right? So our task is now complete. We can also remove the worksheet, and so we can go into and again, like even if we're wrong, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We just care about compilation. So expires in, like over here, we probably need the value, right? This is a finite duration, correct. Let's see if we're doing like dot value somewhere. We don't. Let's see if we do dot value somewhere. Yeah. This one is interesting. What is user? Can't see the type. It's common user. Okay, dot value is just a user. Okay, yeah. Anyhow, it's all good now, right? Like maybe should just, for syncrasy reasons, use show over here. Show. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So we need to rename. Well, hold up. Yes, we need to rename this. So let's just like shove it in. So this is now a representation maker implementation. Representation maker implementation. All right. Let's see if we're good. Cascade. Okay. Seems like we're good. Okay, so the only thing that I want to refactor, and by the way, like, do we even see this? Yeah, we do. The only thing that I want to refactor is, I actually just forgot what, yeah, like, I'm starting to hate this name. I want to call it cache user. The key is what? And the key is the user, yeah. So the key is now, by the way, the user representation. And I want to call this cache user. Yeah. Yeah. Cache user. And I want to remove. I'm gonna leave it. Cache user in Redis. Okay, did something break somewhere? Of course. Can we please have more stability here? What was it? Cache user in Redis. Okay, so instead of sat, we just went like cache user in Redis. Okay, and this one, I guess, as well. So this one is going to also be like cache user with password in Redis. Yeah, almost. Come on. Like every time I need to go like cascade compile so that it like, yeah, exactly. Oh, come on. Okay, can we go to the base type? Yes. Okay, so cache. Oh no, it actually did rename it here, so it didn't rename it here. Wow. Cache user with password Redis. And I'm also a big fan of, well, it compiles, right? Yes, it does. I'm also a big fan of like not calling this user if it's actually user with password. Yeah. Okay. Authentication gate. Yes, here, user with password. All right. So everything that we have been doing is just like shoved into this one commit. And I have been streaming for almost 2 hours. Man, I feel like we didn't do too much. Let's have a look at our to-dos. Interesting. Refresh. There we go. Okay, so this only builds. Okay, cool. So let's see how many of you guys are here. 5. Cool. I don't think that we will be able to do anything awesome today, but basically I would want to start finally after 2 weeks doing another one over here, like this one. Yeah, that's true. Some days are like that. I mean, we did good work, but it's like it doesn't feel like we did it, you know? Okay, so so we have like auth, and then we have users auth, which is parameterized with A, which is like something that I tried to do with the controller, remember? Like I tried to do this thing. It was like open controller and admin controller. So this is gonna be like, this is like what I tried to do with this A. So once it's gonna be like an admin user, and another time it's gonna be a common user. And how is it gonna do this? Well, it does. So this one was kind of like weird, right? It was basically like, I'm gonna give you two things and you compare them. If they're fine, then just give it back to me. Right? And otherwise, like it's basically like make an option, make a sum if they're equal, and otherwise just give me a num. So this is how we can get away with a parametric type, because we don't need to know anything about the parametric type, except for the fact that we can compare it by equality, right? So which means that admin user has an EQ defined. It doesn't. Why doesn't it have EQ? Is this ours? No, this is not ours. It should have EQ. How does this thing work if it doesn't have EQ? Exactly. It's like this thing. We need EQ. Where does something here say that? Where is equality for admin token? How does it work? Where's equality for J? Oh, we only need it for the left one? The JWT token also doesn't have equality. This is weird. Do we have some import that does this stuff? Do you guys know how this works? Like, how does this thing compile? This over here. Maybe did it jump like into the wrong place? Like, is this not the admin user that we're talking about? Oh, I think new types have. Maybe new types have equality by default? Maybe if you have show, you have EQ automatically? No, why would you have that? Yeah, I do. There you go. Cat syntax alternative guard. Good idea, by the way. But I cannot, like, this is not like, I think, hold on. I think actually lately we could actually go in there. Yes. Look, we can go in there. Okay, that's the other thing. That's the guard thing. So I think it's useless. Like it should have showed me this, right? But it doesn't. Why doesn't it show me this? So if I give it an A that has equality, then it's gonna give me equality ops. Are they even the same? They're not even the same type. No, they are. What? Hold on. No, they are. They are the same type. Okay. It is this. Is it because it's any val and there's something in cats that defines equality for any val? Probably there is. Let me try one thing. If I have time tomorrow, I'm going to finish my video about the GitHub code search, and you're going to see like this thing. It's in private beta right now. You can apply and you'll get accepted in a day or so. So if we go some like owner type level, and then we go like equality for any val. Maybe like that. Equality for A, that is like any val, something like this. No? Like ideally, metals would show this somehow, right? Like maybe there's like any val somewhere. No. Quality functions. Nope. Yeah, like this specialization, like maybe this thing. Anyhow, don't know, don't care. Okay. Why are you still here? You're gone. Okay, so I really want to understand where they're used before I go implement them. And for now, I think the only place I saw them being used is like to create this middleware. Yeah, both here and in the tests. It's the only thing where they're required. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna call this it just bothers me that it's called users auth. Well, it does find user. But like this auth, like this is also user, right? This is also user. Like this is the only, like even this one, this has like a username, right? So why would you call one auth and the other one users auth? Like in my book, I would even like throw them into the same thing. Like why not just have like why not just have it in the boundary? Like why not put them into the same thing? There's also another thing that like we did this thing at some point that we said like, hey, what is JWT token? Oh, it's that thing. And so we just created like our own. And the same thing about JWT claim, but this one is like much heavier. So I don't want to have this in the core. Essentially what I'm deciding is how to name this thing, because if it's like very different from this one, then it's going to become its own use case. And it seems like it should, but like the only reason we are going to create this entire thing, right? Like this entire thing here, like the only reason it's being created, well, not created, but like here, the only reason it exists is to create the middleware, all right? And this middleware is used, like, let's see, it's used, okay, for this. Okay, that's why it has to be another thing. So why not call it middleware, like user middleware? Yeah, this is what we're gonna go with. So this is gonna become like a user middleware. And again, like this is gonna be in core, and so we're not gonna be able to have JWT claim. In fact, like we even have like JWT token in core. And probably shouldn't even be called JWT token because it exposes the fact that we're using JWT. Again, like the goal is not to abstract like everything to the max, but it would be kind of cool to just say like, hey, just give me the token and I don't care whether it's going to be a JWT token or some other thing. Okay, so I really want to start creating this, even though we are pretty much at 2 hours. So I'm going to go over here and finally, I'm going to create another use case. And it's going to be called users. I was about to say users middleware. But middleware is like an HTTP4S concept almost. I mean, the word middleware is obviously way more general. By the way, guys, I really want you to learn from this experience is that like notice how much time I'm spending just trying to understand how to name this thing, because it's very important. Like if you don't know how to name something, I mean, naming is hard anyway, right? But if you don't know how to name something, then usually it means that you don't understand it, right? And if you don't understand it, like how can you like move it? How can you put it in the right place and stuff? So it's definitely going to be like this is another thing that we need to decide. Like, is it going to be under users as a sibling, or is it going to be under users auth? I think we should go under auth. Okay, too much time. So new file, and we're gonna go middleware, right? So this is now an entirely new namespace and entirely new bounded context. Okay, so we're just gonna call it, as always, like this is going to be our boundary. Okay, what happened here? Where's the thing? what in the world happened? Come on, help me. Like there's something wrong with the core. Like Metals really doesn't like the core for some reason. New file, boundary.scala. Please give me the, yes, thank you. Okay, so like this, like this, like this, like that. Okay, and so now we can like pretty much just get this thing, put it over here, and it's just going to be called boundary. Okay, and so we're going to have what? No, override, I don't care. Okay, so we have JWT token. This is like somewhere in auth. And we're not going to have JWT claim because the real JWT claim is like very heavy, right? It's a case class like this. You know, it's not even a case class, it's just a class. Why is it not a case class? It's just a data structure. Everything is a val. Just because it has a couple of like methods. Well, list has methods as well. Anyhow, the point is that we're gonna go like this. JWT claim. Ta-da, problem solved. Let's go and see if we can implement it super fast. Almost like in Rust, blazing fast. Okay, so we have two implementations, like one is admin, one is common. This is usually not how I do things. And so I don't know how to do this. Like I could do the same thing, but because this is something weird, right? We're mixing here parametric polymorphism with subtype polymorphism. And in subtype polymorphism, the behavior is different based on the type. In parametric polymorphism, the behavior is the same, independent of the type. But we're mixing here, right? Because we go, okay, so if our A is admin user, then our implementation is going to be like this. And if our A is a common user, then our implementation is going to be like this. Right? So this is weird. This is why like I'm not recognizing this this pattern. Yeah, it totally makes sense, right? Like this is like a super small thing, and I really hate to go and like over engineer it. Like this one looks like a sort of like a normal thing to me, right? Because it's gonna need a gate, because it's gonna need the Redis, blah blah blah. But this one, it's just like there's something so weird about it. Let's start with this one. Let's start with this one, and we're just gonna call it make, right? Whoa. I think we should probably call, well, like with the controller, we went and we did like, you know, open and admin. So over here, we're just gonna go make an admin, something like this, right? So this is gonna be object boundary implementation, because remember, like in the very end, like it's not gonna be even a companion object, right? So in the very end, we're going to move it out into, like, we're going to split the core into core headers and the core implementation. And so we're going to move this thing out. And so I'm already not using companion objects, because companion object can only live in the same compilation unit, and we're going to need to rip it out later. So this one is just going to be make. And as always, we're going to go with just gate, right? Like this. We're not going to have Redis, right? So we're just going to go like gate dot. And we're gonna say, how did we call the setter just like cache user or something? So here we're gonna say get. So we said like cache user. So now we're gonna say like get user from cache. Get user from cache. So we give it a token. It gives us back the user. Like this. Oh, and we're doing a decode and stuff. Oh. No. It's too late for that. But basically, okay. So I just want to like make it compile. Okay, so this is going to be like a gate for, yes, thank you. Gate for F, and it's going to have a def, this thing, no, like that. And it's going to need a, well, actually, we can go like this now, right? And so now we don't need to do this dot value thing. Okay. And it's going to give us what? F of optional string. Really? Okay. So this is basically going to become the user. Okay, so, okay, fine. String, okay, like this. And then we're going to ask the gate basically to convert it to user. Wow, look at this. Look at this go. Oh, the copilot. Nice. So it's going to be the string, which is like user string or something like this. And it's going to give us an option of user. Oh, wow. So this is one of those things where it's hard to decide whether this gate should do this for us or not. Because remember, like, this gate is for us, right? So we might as well just ask it to produce the final result, right? The common user. But if you do this, then like this whole thing, the implementation of this whole thing is just going to be like, there's like no logic, right? It's just like get something from one box and stick it into another box, which is fine, you know? So, so yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. So flat map, gate, dot convert to user. What are we gonna do? So get user from, okay, so this is gonna be like get user string from cache. This one is going to be convert to common user. Yeah, something like this. Okay, like that. And this is going to be here like that, therefore we don't need this, and like that, and just have a couple of imports, and this thing is going to produce a boundary of JWT claim. We still need to like pass it along because at this point I have no idea. So we need to go like this and like that. Value flat map is not a member of char or character. This is not. Oh, okay. So okay, yeah. Hold up. This needs to be an F, like this. Okay. Found a string to F of option. Oh, come on. Require the character to. No, that's not true. This is not true. What did we have before? Like this thing was a string. Oh, it was an option of string. Duh. Okay, so this is an option of string. Okay, so found an F of option, required an option. Correct. So we're gonna go like this. Okay, oh, and because of this, we're gonna need flat map as well. What? Found option of nothing, required F of option of common user. Oh, so now we're gonna need like to do like traverse and stuff, right? I don't want to do that though. Found F of option, required F of common user. Okay, let's revert all that crap. Like, I don't want to do it like that. So this is an option. So found F of option required. So the way he did it was basically that like this wasn't even an F. But I really want to have it as an F. So hard. So, come on. Oh, I usually set up my formatter in such a way that it does like this for me. Like I find this hard to read because we're mixing the algebras. Sup, Python man? We're almost done here for today. So let's rewrite this to for comprehension real quick. Okay, so basically, like this is the user string. Come on. This is the user string, okay? And it's an option. Oh, this is the issue. Right, so we're just gonna go like this for now. Let's just keep it like and so this is gonna be like the common user, right? Common user, right? Which is gay, like convert to common user string, like this, okay? And we're going to yield the common user. Yeah, so now we need a flat map. Okay, so flat map. Okay, and I find this actually oh, like this is actually interesting. You see how it says that we're not using the functor? Like the default for comprehension, they actually desugar the last yield to a map. But because we're using the beta magnetic 4, right? Like this thing, it actually desugars to it removes the last map, right? So I'm actually going to show you this to you. It's very important. I have a video about this called for comprehensions, where I basically say that, you know, for comprehensions desugar to something that is not like super obvious, right? So it's like this: from cache, flat map, and this is a user string. Okay, and like this thing, like this, D to J, flat map, common user. Okay, and then it like yields the common user. Okay, so this is like the well, not yield, right? So this is like the default common user dot map result. I think it's like this, right? I think I'm doing something stupid. No, it's this one, right? This one is a map, right? So dd like this common user. Okay, and like this one needs the token. Okay. So like this is the default way of how the for comprehension is desugared. Okay, but as you can see, like this last map, it doesn't actually do anything, right? It's an identity, right? So like this thing, common user comes in, common user comes out, right? So this is identity. And so beta magnetic 4 goes like this, right? So it's just like this whole thing is just like one flat map. And because it's one flat map, like as you can see, like we're doing only one thing with the parameter, right? So we can just remove the parameter and let the add expansion, you know, do the thing for us, right? So this whole thing is one flat map, which is why we're not using the functor. Okay, we just need a flat map. And like somebody asked me like during the last stream, like, why don't you use for comprehensions? Because it's like one line, you know, it's one flat map. Like, why would you use a for comprehension? However, in this particular case, it's just like, I don't know. Do you think it's easier to read? Also, I kind of want to remove this option here. Like in terms of the business logic, right? Like this is very nice to read, right? It's like get user string from cache, convert the string to common user. But like the implementation of this is clearly going to just like map, right? And the question is like, do we want a functor to do the map or not? Right. And I think we want the functor. Then this signature is going to become easier. Well, actually, we don't need the functor because we're mapping on the option. Okay, so I prefer to do it like this, right? So we're gonna go use a string.map, and now that thing, right? Like this. So it's a little bit harder to read now, but now we can remove this option, right? From here and from here. Okay, and I messed something up. Explicit versus implicit looks like. What are you talking about? I know that there's a huge delay. I don't know why it gets like such a huge desync, but I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, found an option of app, required an app of option. Oh, like this is the problem because now I need a sequence, and for sequence I need a monad, and this is like what we had before, right? Because this is essentially a traverse. Right, and for traverse I would need to require like an entire monad, I believe. I don't think that I can require anything less, can I? Oh, I just need an applicative on the G. Hold up, maybe this monad thing was not necessary. Oh no, it is. So I need a flat map and an applicative, and therefore it's just an entire monad. Like if you care like about effect tracking, like this is like sort of a big deal, you know. We just went from just flat map to the entire monad, you know. But like, who cares? You know, like in the end, it's gonna be I/O. So I'd rather keep like this signature more simple. So yeah, we're gonna go like this, and this is it for tonight. The next time we're also gonna do like, you know, I'm gonna copy paste this admin thing as well, because it pretty much doesn't do anything here, right? So if I go like this, and let me actually shove it in real quick before I do this. Actually, it said that there is like some unsafe changes. Like what unsafe changes? There's nothing. There's nothing exactly. It's a new file. Okay, so let's shove it in real quick. Yeah, so I want to go like this, like super fast. And I'm gonna leave like a to do. I'm gonna say like to do move me. Okay. So it doesn't have, okay, so it's going to be still the same boundary, And so we're going to bring in the JWT claim over here and over here and over here. Okay. And that pretty much only says like, hey, I don't know what an admin user is. And also I didn't notice, like we don't even really care about like what, yeah, like for now we really don't care. It's just gonna be like this, whatever. We're gonna move it anyway and fix it properly, right? Because it's a weird one, right? Like admin user comes in and then it just like admin user goes out. So I don't care which type it actually is in reality. But the full comprehension, yeah, that's why I left it in the end, because it just like in this case it's just super clear, right? It's like, give me one thing, stick into the next thing, you know, done. I'm also gonna put a maybe here, maybe. All right, so I think we're good. Let's do a cascade compile. One more thing. I just remembered. So the entire project over here is called KeyMaker, and I think we decided to rename it to Representation Maker. Yeah, pretty much like this. Like that. Yes, and before we import, I'm gonna go over here and do like rename And I'm just gonna go like wrapper maker. Oh no, it already generated it. No, hold on. Remove it. Oh, it generated it because SBT behind the scenes generated it. Stop ruining my life. Wrapper maker. Delete permanently, and key maker is going to become the wrapper maker. Like this. Okay, and therefore you should be happy now. Yeah. And also like one tiny thing, so we need to like I like to have things like sort like this. Okay, no, not now. Wrapper maker here. So we're gonna cut it out, and it needs to be below persistence, which is like here. And also like in main, sort these guys as well, and also have like a man. Bots love me today. I don't know what's up, what is happening today, but hide user on this channel. All right. So we sorted this, and I believe there's actually an issue with a comma here. Yes? No, it's all good. Okay, so let's see what SBT says. SBT is happy. Cool. So let's just import the build so that VS Code is happy as well. All right, so let's shove it in. By the way, as I mentioned already millions of times, please don't forget to hit the like button so that people stumble on the stream. It's only 2 of you right now left, but still. Okay, so we're going to push this thing once this guy finishes. Cascade. Let's actually also generate the graph, right? So that we can go and like preview it. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So it's good. It looks like a proper diamond now. I told you it would look like a diamond, you know? Like, look at this. Especially like without the utils. Totally looks like a diamond. All right, so let's push it. And let's have a quick look. Okay, we're gonna go to diamonds. I'm gonna go to commits. I always have a look at what I did, because there's like always like things that you just like forget. Okay, refactorings and stuff. Yeah. Like in the end, like I'm happy with the progress that we did, because we added this like new algebra. Thanks to your stream, my friend, from whom I haven't seen in 4 years, just contacted me to meet in Barcelona. Thank you for that. How is it possible? So you both stumbled on my stream, and then you were like, "Oh, I forgot you exist." Really? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is super cool. Yeah, like I told you, like I really wanted to stream for a very long time. Like somehow, like whether I'm watching somebody else's stream or I'm streaming myself, like I find it super enjoyable somehow. That is cool. All right, so it looks like we're good. So we're gonna close this. Gonna close that. I'm gonna close that. We're pretty much done for today. I want to try to redirect you guys somewhere, and the things like so Twitch has raids, right? And YouTube is like trying to catch up. So YouTube introduced a feature. They call it live redirects, which is a horrible name. The official name is going to be push, because I follow content creators, and content creators coin things, so it's going to be called push. So unfortunately, like I cannot just like go like and say like, ooh, who streams right now, and just point you to some. Like I can only redirect you to people who publicly subscribe to me And as of right now, there seems to be some sort of bug. They also need to explicitly add me to some list. And so if I go over here to like add it, and I go to customization, redirect, right? If I want to add a redirect and I go to other channels, it's going to be empty, right? Because I'm pretty much like, as of right now, I'm pretty much the only the only person on the entire planet who streams Scala stuff on YouTube, right? Because we have Chris, who occasionally streams on Twitch, and I saw there was a guy recently who started streaming on Twitch as well. I don't remember his thingy. And I don't know if he's going to stream again. By the way, guys, if you are like, I'm actually thinking about creating a video about this. Like, if you want to start streaming these days, because like you're programmers, you're not content creators, so you kind of don't know this world. Like, Twitch has been sort of like slowly dying, unfortunately. You know, it started like as a really cool thing. Like, I really wish that it would like thrive and, you know, live, because it has a cool community. It used to have like cool leadership, cool vision and stuff. But then like once Amazon bought it, and a couple of years later, they were like, hey, we've been around for like 10 years. We should start like making money. And like they making just like silly decisions. Basically, like it feels like they're just trying to cash out and then kill Twitch. And like in the meantime, so basically like Twitch was making like a bunch of like really bad decisions, and YouTube has been making like really good decisions. They haven't reached parity yet. There's like, as of right now, like if you're a Twitch streamer, stay on Twitch. But like a year from now or 2 years from now, if Twitch even still exists, I believe that YouTube is going to be a better alternative. So if you are considering to, I don't know, stream for fun, or I don't know, maybe you're considering a career in content and stuff, if you're starting today, start on YouTube. Like there's no, like Twitch is dying, unfortunately, which is really unfortunate. Like Twitch has such a cool community. But yeah, so I cannot redirect you anywhere because there's nobody else who streams stuff. And also it's a weird time a little bit. Like it's in the evening, it's like super late. Like I'm in Brazil, so I'll try like in the future to stream like maybe in the mornings, I don't know, somehow, so that people in Europe can catch the stream. But yeah. Anyhow, I am blabbering at this point, and if you, I know that there is a huge delay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit, and maybe if you have questions or comments, we can hang out just a little bit. I'm gonna check my phone in the meantime. Yeah, I found a niche. Like I'm literally the only person on the entire planet who streams Scala stuff. And it's like 10 o'clock. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. It's like almost 10 o'clock over here, and I really need to finish a script for the video that I want to record tomorrow, because it's going to be a video where I'm going to try to teach you guys how to look good on camera. Because like content creators, we kind of like know this, but like especially since the pandemic, a bunch of you guys work remotely, but I am sure you have no idea about like cameras and microphones and all of that stuff. And you're sitting like in all these remote calls, and I'm gonna make you look awesome. It's gonna require some investment on your part, but it's not like as crazy as like go get like an expensive camera, go get like an expensive microphone. It's much like some things are much simpler. You know, like for example, lighting is like way more important than your camera. Like check this out. Like I have a relatively decent camera. My camera cost like 800 euros back then. You know, it's not like a super professional camera, but like without light, it can't do anything. You know, so and I see like so many people like sitting, and then there's like a window behind them. You know, and then there's just like a full shadow over here. You know, and yeah. In any case, so I really need to finish the script today so that my editor can look through it. He's in France, and then he can. Fix all of my mistakes, and then tomorrow I can record it. Do I live in Brazil or am I just visiting? This is a very, very good question. And the answer is complicated. The answer is complicated. So I'm originally from Ukraine. I was born in 1987, and so I'm 35 years old. And then when I was 16 years old, my family moved to Germany, and in 2015, I met a girl from Brazil. Like I went to Rio for a vacation, met a girl from Brazil, fell in love, and couple of years later, I became a digital nomad so that I can hang out with her, right? And I could only come here like on a tourist visa for like 90 days. And so it would come and go, come and go, come and go. And in the meantime, like, I would live like a little bit in Ukraine, a little bit in Georgia, a little bit like all over the place. And snap, heart goes out to you. Yeah, like I have relatives in Ukraine, but we moved them to Germany to my mother's place. My mother lives in Germany. Ah, cool. Hey, boa noite. So I have been like traveling back and forth, and I was like a digital nomad and stuff. And then eventually, when she was like ready to get like super serious, we found a way for me to like stay longer here. I applied for, well, I didn't apply, I just paid for a Portuguese course. And so I got a student visa for a year. And if everything goes according to plan, then probably by the end of this year, or maybe in the beginning of the next year, we're going to get married, and I will have a permanent residence, and I will stay here. Yeah, because she was born here. She, her whole family is here, and I like Brazil. So yeah, basically I stopped, like, not officially, but I basically stopped being a digital monad, which is a joke that I usually like to do. I stopped being a digital nomad, and yeah, I live in Brazil now. Yeah, and even though I'm from Ukraine, like I pretty much don't have anyone left there. So I guess no need to be sorry, but yeah, it's a shitty situation. Yeah, I actually did share, like obviously I cannot assume that everybody here watched all of my streams, but like the very first stream that I did, which was like a year ago when I was in Georgia, I actually told a lot of stuff about myself, like where I'm from, like basically like reiterating all of this stuff. It's just that now I have, more news. And we'll probably do a Q&A stream at some point again. Like in fact, like tomorrow I'm moving to her place, and so I need to like move all of this stuff and rearrange it over there, which is also why how I came up with the idea for this video about like the cameras and lighting and stuff. Oh, that's great. In fact, I think YouTube has a feature, right? YouTube has a feature to show this, right? Let's actually check this. I've never checked this. So if you go to my channel, right, you should see that I'm live streaming. Like I was expecting that there would be like a ring. I mean, you kind of see it here, right? Let's actually click on like one of my videos, for example, right? Okay, ads, great. Yes, hold on. Like I heard that YouTube would have a feature where basically like if you're like watching one of my videos or you're looking at my channel or something, that like there would be like a red ring around this. Maybe it's only on mobile. Hold up, let me check. Nope, also doesn't work. I have no idea, but I really like it. Should be like this, basically you're watching a video of somebody and then you see that this person is actually live like right now, and you can actually go there. Like this is like literally what I meant like 10 minutes ago when I was explaining that unfortunately Twitch is dying, right? Like YouTube is bringing like all of these cool features. It takes time and stuff, but yeah, YouTube is bringing like all of these cool features, and Twitch just has not been doing this, unfortunately. Yeah, so it was like this, right? Yeah. 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 All right, guys, it's getting late. Please don't forget to hit the like button. And I'm like a broken recorder. I keep saying this like every 10 minutes, like because like new people keep showing up. Because like the YouTube recommendation system actually works, like as opposed to Twitch. Like I really like I sound like I hate Twitch or something. Like it's actually the opposite. Like I watch Twitch streams all the time, and I wish that it would succeed, but it's just dying. Like it's just the truth. Unless they change something, like a couple of years from now, it's not going to exist. All right, I'm going to go now. We finished the thing today. I'm happy that we did, and I really hope that we're going to finish the entire project sometime soon, because it's taking like way longer than I thought. It's been like what, 8 days now that we did, and we did like pretty much like only one use case. Like from now on, it's going to be, everything is going to be faster. Like authentication is hard, and also like the first time we're creating these boxes is hard. But I think now we pretty much have all the boxes created. So from now on, it's just going to be like copy paste, moving things around, and that's it. So it's just going to be a bunch of boilerplate. So it should be faster from now on. All right, I'm blabbering at this point. It's getting late. I need to go. Thank you for showing up, and hopefully I see you on Monday. But again, like I'm moving to another place, so I might not be able to set everything up in time and stuff. Okay. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. All right, peace.